Right, guys, I'm going to show us how to create huge sounding tones or make your tones in your mix sound big, okay? Especially when you're talking about gospel music, CCM music, the CCM style genre. And I'm going to be doing this with all Cubase stock plugins, no third party plugins. Okay, I'm going to be doing that with all Cubase stock plugins. Right now, first I have my tom one and my floor tom in this track, and I've pretty much processed the drums and the kick for this all with Cubase stock plugins. Probably you could check my previous videos and you see where I did that. And I have my tom one tom and floor tom. Now my tom one, you can see my tom one here, then my tom one trigger all routed to a tom one bus, my floor toms here with the floor tom triggers off routed to a floor tom bus, and then I have my tom one bus and my floor tom bus routed to the toms bus. All right, so now let's listen to tom one first of all, hear what tom one sounds like. Okay, so and I bypassed the plugins. But first of all, I threw in my frequency EQ, the Cubase stock frequency EQ, and I'm doing a high pass at 65 hertz. All right, um, doing a filter type of 12. Okay, then I boosted a little about 120 hertz here, uh, just about 3.5, dipped about 450 here just to clean out the mud, that honky sound of the tom rather, and dipping about minus 4.5 here, then to give me a bit of bite, attack, um around 3.5k, where I'm boosting about 2.5, and for 10k I'm giving that sizzle sound, just boosting a little at 1.5. So enabling my frequency EQ. Without it, with it, yeah. So it has cleaned the tom, okay, that tom one. Next thing I'm gonna do is just apply a bit of saturation to this tom, or I'm going to apply saturation to this tom, and I'm using the Cubase Magneto II for this. Just a little bit of saturation with 10% here. Then my frequency cutting to 120, low frequency, 2.5k for the high. Then I'm also adjusting, the high frequency, bringing it down by 1 dB. So it's minus 1 dB. So let's listen to the tom one with this magneto. Without it. So that's a bit of what this is doing, to um the Tom one. Okay, so let's go to Tom two. Tom, or rather the floor Tom. It's very sticky. The floor Tom. All right. Now for the floor Tom, I'm doing pretty much the same thing. I'm applying uh the frequency EQ here, and I'm also applying the magneto, but a little bit of addition, and I'm doing a bit of compression to the floor tom. Okay, and you can see I also did a gate. That's because for the floor tom I had a ring that was coming in. I could actually address that ring by possibly just doing frequency cut, attacking that resonance frequency. But somehow I just like doing a gate, to just hold on it. But let's hear what the floor tom sounds like first of all. Okay, so that's the floor tom. Uh, but activating my gates, um, you can see the release is I put that 700 here. Then my threshold is I'm having it at minus 22. My attack very fast attack one here. Then I have the side chain on and the bell filter type with the center at 400. So well, it's cutting because I'm looping. I looped this. Okay, so let's look at the frequency curve, right? Yeah. So for the frequency, I'm doing a high pass, at 40. Um, I'm doing a very huge boost at 100. That's with 8 dB. And I'm doing another cut, like a dramatic cut at 400 hertz. And that's minus 10. I'm really cutting that down, just to also remove like the honkiness of the tom, the same way I did for tom one. Then I'm going to um, 800 hertz. I'm also doing a deep cut at 800 hertz where I'm removing minus 6 dB, of it. Um, After that, I'm going to 4K here. Okay, 4K, and I'm boosting it just to give that bite at 4K, and 8K too as well. I'm also boosting 8K. Okay, then finally at the 7 band, I'm doing 10K, you know just a little bit on 10K, but nothing serious there. But really at just this 8K, I'm having a high shelf on my 8K, which I boosted at 2 dB. All right, so um let's see what the floor tom sounds like with this frequency EQ, with the cut and everything that I've put together with it. So it's thicker than what it was. I like my floor tom to have that like very grounded sound. Okay, so pretty much that's that for the frequency EQ. Then I added a bit of compression to this, and for Cubase I'm using the vintage compressor. Okay, I'm using the vintage compressor for Cubase here, and I have my ratio to be at 4. I have my fast attack to be at 15. I have my release to be at 300. Okay, and yeah, pretty much that's what I'm doing for this compressor. Yeah, and my gain reduction, I'm having it to be like about -9 thereabout. So okay, so that's for my vintage. Then finally I'm bringing in the Magneto II, for saturation, just like I did. And I'm having just a little bit of saturation added here, 12%, the low frequency at 80, my high frequency at 2.2K. Okay, then I'm also adjusting the high frequency to -2 dB. All right, so having everything activated with that saturation, um so pretty much that's the the floor tom. So I'm going to put on the tom one and the floor tom together, so we have a little bit of I think context to that. Now, the final processing I'll do here is on the toms bus. All right, on the toms bus. And this is where I like to add some level of depth to the tom bus and weight. And what I use to achieve that is the squasher and the soft clipper plugin. Now, the squasher plugin is like a multi-band compressor plugin. I'm going to turn off, I turned off the second and the third band. I'm just concentrating on the first band, which is about 120 hertz, and that's where I'm compressing. Okay, and I'm having a bit of drive to that. Three, my down ratio is at 46%. All right, my attack, I'm having a fast attack at 25, having, kind of slow release at 200. So it boosts, compresses everything below 120 hertz. Okay. And it just controls that frequency for me. Mm. You can feel that thickness, at the low frequency. It's really compressing hard. Then finally on the toms, I'm using a soft clipper. Okay, I'm using the Cubase Sternberg soft clipper, of which nothing really serious here. Just having the second harmonics to be at 30%, the third harmonics to be 50. So it brings the toms really and heavy, but it also shares us those peaks that can make the toms like pokey or sound, piercing on your speaker. So yeah. Okay, so you can hear the way the toms sound now. Let's bring the snare and the kick in context to this loop part. Okay, so I think with that, we have the toms sounding really good and heavy. I hope this helps. Please try this out, in your next mix, and yeah, have fun mixing.